Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Daily English Podcast, your place to grow step by step, word by word, and heart to heart. Let me ask you something. Have you ever started learning English with so much excitement, but after a few weeks, you stopped? Maybe life got busy. Maybe you felt tired. Maybe you thought, I'm just not good at this. But let me tell you a secret. Success doesn't come from being the smartest. It comes from being the most consistent. It's not about doing big things once. It's about doing small things every single day, because even slow steps can take you far. And today, we're going to show you how. In this episode, you'll hear real stories from flower sellers, mothers, taxi drivers, and dreamers who learned English not with talent, but with perseverance. Get ready for simple tips, emotional truths, and the kind of inspiration that makes you believe in yourself again. Let's begin with heart, with hope, and the quiet power of never giving up. Part 1. The Power of Small Daily Steps. The story of Fatima. The flower seller Fatima worked at a flower stall on the streets of Istanbul. Her dream? To work at a travel agency and speak English with tourists. But she only had 10 minutes free each day during lunch, so she used that time to learn 5 English words a day. She whispered them between flower sales. She wrote them on the back of receipts. She recorded her voice, repeating, "Welcome, how can I help you?" After 1 year, she got her job. Why? Because she didn't study for hours. She studied for minutes, but every single day. Lesson: tiny actions, repeated daily, become powerful. Don't wait for perfect time. Start now. Start small. Part 2. Motivation isn't enough. You need a system and a reason. Motivation is like a candle. It burns bright, but then fades. Habits are like the sun. They rise every day, even on cloudy mornings. Let's meet Carlos, a waiter in Brazil who loved English but never finished a course. Why? He waited for motivation. One day, a tourist came to his cafe. She asked him, "Is this table free?" Carlos froze. He felt embarrassed and promised to never let that happen again. So, he built a system. 15 minutes of listening while washing dishes, 10 new words on sticky notes each week, 1 new sentence every day on his WhatsApp status. After 6 months, he could take orders in English. After 1 year, he was promoted. Lesson: don't wait for motivation. Create a system. Make learning part of your life. Part 3. Find your why. The deep story of Mina. The mother Mina had 3 kids and a job at a fabric shop. She wanted to learn English, not for herself, but for her children. Every night she studied for 20 minutes after putting her kids to sleep, even when she was tired, even when she had no energy. Why? Because one day her daughter came home crying. "I can't read the English book, I feel stupid." Mina looked into her daughter's eyes and said, "I'll learn with you. We'll do it together." Now, both of them read 1 page a night. It's not perfect, but it's powerful. Lesson: when you know why you're learning, you will never give up. Part 4. Make English part of your world, not just a subject. Have you ever treated English like a school subject? That's the problem. Let me tell you about Ali, a taxi driver from Morocco. He didn't have time for classes, but he loved music. So he turned English songs into lessons. He learned from Ed Sheeran, the Beatles, and Taylor Swift. He printed lyrics, underlined new words, and sang in traffic. Soon, tourists in his taxi were surprised. "Your English is so good," he smiled and said, "Thank you. I learned from love songs." Lesson: surround yourself with English. Make it fun. Make it you. Part 5. Write to remember. Even just one line a day, do you write in English? Even one line a day can change your brain. Let's meet Aisha, a high school student in Malaysia. She had trouble speaking English but loved writing in her journal, so she started writing one sentence a day in English. Today, I feel happy because today was hard, but I'm strong. She wrote through joy. She wrote through tears. And over time, those little sentences became paragraphs, then essays, then dreams written in English. Lesson. Writing is a mirror of your mind. Write every day. Even one sentence counts. Part 6. Speak, even when it's hard. The courage of Min, the factory worker Min, worked long hours in a clothing factory in Vietnam. He was shy. He never spoke English, not even to himself. But he had one dream: to guide English-speaking visitors at a local temple. So, every night, he practiced 5 sentences in the mirror. Every morning, he said one phrase to a coworker. "Good morning. How are you today? Nice weather, isn't it?" He stumbled. He forgot words. He blushed, but he didn't stop. Now, Min gives free English tours on Sundays. Lesson. Speaking is scary, but it gets easier. Courage is a muscle. Use it. Part 7. Learn from life. Turn every experience into a lesson. English is everywhere. You don't need a classroom. You need curiosity. Let's follow Tariq, a delivery man in Egypt. He learned English by reading food labels, watching English YouTubers while eating lunch, asking, "What does this mean?" Every time he saw a new word, he made his world into a school. Lesson. Life is your classroom. Pay attention. Practice everywhere. When I first started learning English, I was full of fire. I watched movies. I listened to podcasts. I even tried talking to myself in the mirror. For 2 weeks, I felt like a champion. But then, I had a bad day. I joined an online English chat room. Everyone was typing fast, using slang, joking. I typed one sentence. "Hello, I want to practice my English." And someone replied, "Haha, you spelled practice wrong. What a noob." I felt so small. I closed my laptop. I didn't open it again for a week. The struggle in my head, I heard voices. "Your English is terrible. You'll never sound natural." Why even try? I thought about giving up. But one night, I read this quote. "Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently." So I made a promise to myself. Just 10 minutes a day. That's it. No pressure. No perfection. Just show up. The shift at first, it felt slow. But then, I noticed I was understanding more in podcasts. I could write longer sentences in my journal. I even started thinking in English when I was alone. I wasn't fluent yet, but I felt something more important. Proud, brave, steady. Consistency gave me more than vocabulary. It gave me confidence. What I learned: you don't need talent. You need routine. You don't need hours. You need minutes, done daily. You don't need to be perfect. You need to keep going. The story of Rena, the girl who learned English. One step at a time. Rena was 16. She lived in a small village in the mountains of Nepal. Her school had no internet, no native speakers, and only one English book, the same one every student shared. But Rena had a dream. She wanted to be a tour guide, not just in her village, but in cities filled with travelers from around the world. Every time she saw a foreigner hiking by, she whispered to herself, "One day, I will speak to them, in their language." But dreams are easy. What's hard is the waiting. The hard days Rena studied with what she had: an old dictionary with torn pages, a radio that sometimes worked, and one English notebook she protected, like gold. But progress was slow. She mispronounced words. She couldn't understand fast English. And once, a visitor laughed when she said, "Do you want to sit on the mountain?" She meant, see the mountain, but she didn't know the difference yet. That night, she cried, and she almost stopped trying. But then her grandfather said something she never forgot. The mountain doesn't move fast, it stands still, and still it touches the sky. The turning point. Rena didn't quit. She studied every day, even if it was just 5 new words. She practiced by talking to the cows. She repeated tourist greetings to the trees, and when she had no one to talk to, she spoke to the wind. Hello, how can I help you? Would you like some water? Let me show you the path. She imagined the conversations. She believed in the dream, even when no one else did. The day it changed, 2 years later, a French couple came to her village. Their guide was sick. No one else spoke English, but Rena stepped forward, heart pounding. Hello? She said. I can help you. Her voice shook. Her grammar wasn't perfect, but she smiled with courage, and, for the first time, someone smiled back, in English. The lesson that one walk changed everything. They wrote a review online, they shared her story. Other travelers came, and Rena became the first certified English-speaking guide from her village. She now helps other girls learn English too. And when they feel tired or stuck, she tells them, you don't need to climb fast, just keep climbing. Learning English is not a race. It's not about how fast you go. It's about never stopping. Rena's story reminds us, even if you have little, even if you're alone, even if you're scared, if you show up every day with heart, with hope, and with honesty, you will reach your dream, step by step, word by word, day by day, because perseverance is stronger than any textbook, and your belief in yourself is your greatest teacher. Be proud of every step you take. Thank you for listening, my dear friend. I hope today's stories reminded you of something important. You don't need perfect grammar to be a great learner. You don't need hours each day, just a little time, used wisely. You don't need motivation all the time. You just need to show up. English isn't just a subject. It's your voice, your future. And every word you learn brings you one step closer to the life you want. So please, don't stop. Even when it's hard, even when you feel slow, because slow progress is still progress, and the one who keeps going always wins. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone who needs a little encouragement today. And don't forget to subscribe so we can keep growing together, one beautiful word at a time. Until next time, keep learning, keep smiling, and remember, you are doing better than you think. See you soon.